Alchemist Astrologer, and this is your June forecast for Aries Sun, Aries Rising, and Aries Moon. You are represented by the King of Coins. So perhaps you have Earth in your chart, or perhaps there's an Earth sign who has a strong influence over you. This King of Coins is somebody who is very practical, very businesslike, no nonsense. And he may be materialistic, he may be selfish, or he may just be very good at handling money, business, finance. That's his main interest. And so this is somebody that has concern for establishing something that's going to provide some kind of security. So that may be your concern at this time. Maybe you want to establish a business, you want to establish a relationship, you want to invest in something that makes money. You may have a focus on land or real estate, stocks, whatever it is, or you may be coming in contact with people whose focus deals with the financial. But you want to establish some kind of security, something that is reliable, something that you can depend on. And it could be that you have concerns for the security of your family, or again, you're focused on business. Now, this is not a king who is prone to taking too many risks. If he doesn't see where something is going to pay off, he's going to be cautious. He may turn it aside. So he's not really into gambling if he's acting in the light. He's very focused on the bottom line, producing something tangible, the safe, sure bet, which can be good, or maybe that can be negative at times. Now, if he's acting in his shadow, he is only focused on the financial. It's a selfishness. He may be collecting, acquiring. He never knows what's enough. He may be, unhappy about sharing. This is somebody who starts off wanting to, in the initial stages of courtship, maybe they're taking you out, they're spending a lot of money, but eventually at some point, this king begins to resent what he has to spend. And so, his eye is always on the dollar, and he may be expecting you to have that same approach to finances. So, the problem with this king is that when he's in his shadow, he can be very negative, very critical, very controlling. Positively, this may be a time where you want to, again, establish something. You want to be on firm footing. And so you may extend yourself in some way. Maybe you are, being very selective about who you connect to, who you get involved with. But again, you may open yourself up to receiving something, some declaration of love, an offer, a proposal, an agreement, or you may be offering that up to someone else. And you're looking for people who move in your same sphere. They have the same goal, the same philosophy of life, the same value system, the same ambitions. You're trying to connect to people of like mind, people who, again, have a sense of value, maybe somewhat traditional, maybe conservative. You also have the Eight of Swords, though. So there's something holding you back from the security that you seek or from establishing something. And maybe you're trying to come up with some kind of resolution or solution to a situation that ties to the financial, something large, something expensive. Maybe this is the expenses that are required to maintain a space that is small. So small spaces could be in focus for you. A room, a hotel room, an apartment, storage, garage. So you may be purchasing something. Maybe there's a box that's connected to that, or you feel boxed in by circumstances. This is you, not being able to come up with any ideas, maybe some creative blocks for business, or there's some information that you don't have that you need to establish yourself financially. So you are holding yourself back, and you may feel like it's out there, but it's really a mental situation. So you're either going to have to pull those blindfolds off and trust yourself to move forward. Now, it's possible that you're receiving some kind of last minute news, something that literally fell in your lap that you weren't expecting, that you couldn't foresee, that is causing you to have to make some changes. Whatever those changes are, changes to your personal schedule, to your priorities, to your agenda, to your finances. And you may feel a bit stressed or irritated that you got this news at the last minute. You feel that it didn't come to you in a timely manner where you could prepare. You feel like it's coming at you all at once and now you have to make do. Could be some extra work, some responsibility fell in your lap. So again, this is a period where you want to settle down, you want something reliable, you're inclined to attach to people who think like you do. You may be getting some hidden messages that are connected to friendship. Perhaps you're holding yourself back because you're getting some kind of mixed signal or subliminal message, something underlying that connects to a friendship. It could be that friends are going to introduce you to somebody. Maybe there's a message. Maybe they're holding on to that message or you're holding yourself back from that. But friends may be weighing in on your situation romantically. Maybe you're dating a friend. Maybe friends are influencing you. They're giving you some advice. Maybe you're meeting someone through a friend. Whatever it is, there's some last minute notice where you're going to have to change your schedule. Now, your partner is represented by the Page of Coins. This may be someone younger. It could be another earth sign person, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, or just the traits of this page. And so your partner is interested in making some kind of plans. They may tie to something financial or something emotional. Again, there's a focus on security, and perhaps there's a small opportunity for some type of gain that your partner is seeking. Now, your partner may be somebody who you see as an ideal. Then maybe this is your dream lover or your partner sees you that way. But there's an element of this relationship that is somewhat unreliable or unpredictable. And you may feel, or your partner does, that they really thought this was more of a solid commitment than it really is. Now, for some of you, your partner is looking for some kind of expression, and maybe you're looking to buy something expensive, a gift, something that will come in a box or a space or a piece of property. And your partner is seeking that tangible expression. Your partner wants you to get up off of the cash, or vice versa. You may be doing some flirting, or you may feel like your partner is looking out there for some satisfaction, that your partner is looking outside of the primary relationship for some greener pastures. So your partner wants to make some plans. And there's going to be some kind of significant turning point with regard to your partner. Maybe your partner is, seeking more involvement in the greater world. Maybe your partner wants to get out more, mingle, get in the community, network, meet with people, set up some situations where they introduce themselves to other people, create a new set of friendships. Whatever it is, they're looking out there. Or your partner is thinking about, just like you, let's start to think about a permanent future together. Let's start doing some planning. Let's invest in it. Let's put our money together and set up something where we both feel good. Now, this may be something tied to family. Maybe your partner has plans to start a family or wants to. Or again, maybe there's some family involvement. It could be that there's a family celebration that you have to consider, and maybe you're looking at the expenses for that. You're making some plans. This is also about some opportunity to achieve a goal of some sort, to have some success. So there's a feeling of shared prosperity between you and your partner. Your partner's making some plans, or either your partner's turning away and maybe becoming more involved with the community or family, or you both are. And so this is a time where you're more willing to be supportive, to compromise, to assist, to help, or your partner is. This is about working together to achieve some common goals. But if something is going wrong, there could be some marital conflicts or some family issues or problems with your children. So you're dealing with things that may be tied to finances within the family. And it could be you feel like somebody is working against you. You thought, hey, we're a family, we're a team, we have the same goal. And maybe that's not the case. Maybe they're undermining something where you thought you were both in it together. It could be somebody is playing some games also. Maybe your partner is wanting something and they're not being direct. They're being passive aggressive, or they're going about it in a roundabout means, or they're playing some head games. But this may tie to trying to heal something. Now, you may have situations where actual healing is a focus, the healing profession, connecting to healers, or healing a family situation where there has been some strife or some disruption, and it ties to the past. Now, you may be healing a past life relationship. There could be some issues from another incarnation that have crossed over into this lifetime, and you're trying to heal that and deal with it. Or you're simply dealing with the past, issues that happened in the past, an ex, an old lover, someone from your past. And your romance is characterized by this Page of Swords. So this is air energy. It could be, you're involved with somebody that has some air influence. A Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female. Again, could be someone younger. Either you or the partner is trying to figure something out and maybe doing some prying as a result of that. You could be prying into your partner's affairs or vice versa. And perhaps you feel like somebody's immature. Either you're immature or your partner. And there could be some harsh words. Maybe you feel like there's a situation, again, at the last minute you got drug into, and you're not pleased about that necessarily. This is something problematic caused by thoughtlessness or immaturity or lack of experience. But again, you're trying to figure something out. Now, there could be a mediator between you, somebody who is objective, rational, and they step back from a situation in order to work some issues out. So, this person is easily able to do that as long as they're not involved. So if it's your partner can mediate, arbitrate situations, be the go-between, especially if there's some family arguments taking place. On the other hand, once it personally involves the person, they're no longer as dispassionate. And again, there could be some criticism, some sarcasm, some harsh words between you. This is about thinking, communicating, and in fact, how you communicate between you and your partner is going to be very telling about where this relationship is headed. So for some of you, your partner may be looking outside of the relationship, and maybe they're going to be meeting some new people. Maybe you're going to get closer to your partner based on some important conversations, or you're going to push back and move away from your partner based on what you're saying to one another. Now, in the positive, you have an opportunity to come to some kind of consensus, some kind of agreement, a meeting of the minds, and understanding, some clarity about a situation. This may center around education or paperwork, checks, documents. So you're going to, again, be connected to somebody based on your dialogue. And it may help if you maintain a sense of humor, if you are, again, objective and not getting too personal. But for some of you, you're looking at your partner and you're seeing some characteristics, some traits, a part of the personality that you really don't like. And perhaps you're thinking that, something has come up, some words, some conversation, and this is a warning signal to you. Or perhaps it's the straw that broke the camel's back. It's a red flag and it's the final curtain. You're trying to find out, though, about your partnerships, whether something is equally reciprocated. Maybe this has to do with a contract or an agreement of some sort. But partnership is the focus, and your attachment level to another person. Are you getting what you put into a situation? So this could be a time where you feel very loyal, very supportive of your partner. You're an advocate for their needs. You're in their corner. Or based on some recent situations, you may find that you are becoming an opponent to your partner. You're working in opposite directions with regard to something. So hopefully you're being more understanding, you're gaining some clarity, you're relating to their point of view in order to move something forward. But if not, you may feel again like your partner's working against you, that you're not a priority, that they're patronizing you. And you may start to look at them and think, wow, I really used to be in this person, into this person, and now they're kind of rubbing me the wrong way. So the problem area is this Four of Coins. And so maybe it has to do with trying to find something to do with business or property, possessions, and maybe somebody's withholding. It could be, again, somebody's being extremely dogmatic. They're stuck. They want to keep the status quo. They don't want to rock the boat. They're ultra conservative. But for others of you, this is about, feeling like you want to protect your heart or protect your assets, which may be fine, may be called for, but somebody could be selfish. Some of you, this is a strong tie to a Capricorn person. So it could be that somebody's looking out exclusively for themselves. They want it all. They want to keep everything. They want to close you out and close you off. This is a time to cautiously explore any opportunities, but to be practical, to be realistic in how you look at a situation and how you deal with somebody in order to get closer to them. And it may tie to this Queen of Coins. So it could be a female, maybe not. It's likely to be a Capricorn, but it could also be a Virgo or Taurus. So it could be managing something, managing business, managing resources, managing property. So it may be dealings with people who are connected to investments, real estate, business. Now, this is a queen who's very good at business, but she's showing up in the problem area. So maybe there's something that has been mismanaged, or somebody is making some decisions that they don't really have the authority to make. This is a queen who can overmanage because she's good at it. She knows how to organize, how to plan, and that could be an issue. There could be some area in your life where you need to get down to business and start organizing, start planning. Because this is a queen who, again, wants to see some fertile results, whether that is, producing the child that's wanted, or growing a business, growing a garden, creating the right domestic environment. And when she feels powerless, she can be very judgmental. She can be closed off. And perhaps that's an issue. Normally, she provides a sense of stability, of grounding for others. They feel safe and secure around her. But again, when she gets carried away, she can go too far. Now, you do have the king and the queen, so a couple is involved in this situation. A long-established couple, or perhaps an attraction. This may be your parents, it could be you as a couple. And there's a need for some kind of recognition, both of the inner beauty as well as outer beauty. So somebody may be making decisions that connect to beauty or pampering or luxury, or recognizing again the inside with the outside. And the problem is that there's some kind of relationship on the horizon, or maybe bringing that into fruition. It could be something to do with traveling, being on the road. So the problem is trying to manage, organize, or plan something that ties to security, well-being. Now, the underlying influence is the High Priestess. So something is definitely going on behind the scenes. Your relationships, particularly with women, may be undergoing some kind of change. Now, this High Priestess may represent an advisor of some sort. Somebody, if you're trying to figure something out, she may have some answers. She can solve the mystery, give some advice. She's on the inside track of a situation, and she can offer you something. So there could be something that hasn't been revealed yet. Something, again, going on behind the scenes. Now, this could also be a friend, a platonic friendship. It could be one of your single friends, because she's likely to be single. It could be a young woman in your life. Could be your daughter, because you have a family card here. So something concerning particularly women in your life is important. Getting some advice and also using your strong intuition to guide you in a situation. So you're doing some re-evaluation of something. It could have been a promise that was made, some kind of goal you share with your partner, an objective you're trying to achieve, or simply a belief system. You're having to look at that and to determine whether that still holds water for you given the current circumstance. Now, this is a time for you to use your insight and accept the viewpoint of others. This is a passive energy where you're taking things in and using your intuition to guide you. But the negative part of this is that somebody may be intolerant. They're closed off to advice, opinions, ideas, because they have their own bias about a situation, their own perceptions, and they're not willing to give it up. It could also be that somebody is playing the game differently. They're trying to skew the board to suit themselves so that they can come out ahead, and they're trying to justify that. So you may be playing that role, you may be meeting with that energy, but this is using your intuition. There's some kind of opportunity that you're looking at that appears to be golden, but you're having to step back and look at that to determine, does it really have value, and what's the cost for it? Am I willing to pay it? And it may have to do with letting go of a complicated situation. And by complicated, I mean where you're dealing with maybe health challenges or extramarital affairs or an office affair, or your partner has kids and that's an issue, or your kids are an issue with the partner or your ex. So a lot of drama from the past. You're making a decision perhaps to release yourself, or someone connected to you is, to release themselves from a complicated situation and maybe get back in touch with the sacredness of divine spirit. Or to also recognize how they're not on solid footing and they need to let go of things that complicate their lives. Now, the advice is, I plant the seeds of love with full intention of what I want to bloom. So this is trying to figure something out, maybe trying to make some plans to establish some greater security. There needs to be more organizing, more planning. Somebody may have to get off the cash. Whatever it is you're trying to grow, you're going to have to be clear about it. And in order for it to bloom or blossom, that intent is going to have to be behind it. Now, the outcome is the Two of Wands and the Star. So you're doing some kind of review. Perhaps it's an opportunity. Maybe it's a job opportunity. Maybe it's to travel. It's the chance to broaden your horizons. You may have a lot of success already in hand, but there's the recognition that there's something more out there. So you could be trying to figure out whether you want to join alliances with another person. Could be an Aquarius person, could be a girlfriend, could be a friend, your daughter, a young woman, somebody who can give you some advice. You are trying to figure out, should you join forces? It could also be that you're trying to look at the opportunity to prove yourself, or to drive a point home, or if there have been some issues and accusations, to clear your reputation. So maybe you're looking at your finances. So you're looking at options, and you're going to have to use your instincts and your intuition to come up with that answer. But you're going to have to know the facts before you move forward. If you start operating on assumption, you could get a reality check. Your ego could be crushed. So this is about using your intuition as well as the facts to move forward. So you're doing some kind of review. If you're unable to do that, other people will claim your power and exploit you or intimidate you or overpower you, or they'll go after the prize and you'll lose out. So this is some kind of review. It could be about assistance. If there have been some health issues, this may be a healing agency of some sort. This is about your faith in the future. You're doing a review that ties to what you believe about the future. And what you believe may require you to sacrifice. And that's a key area that you'll have to look at. Some goal that you share with your partner. You're doing a review. Maybe you're looking over the money or the potential for gain. And you're going to have to rely on your faith. You may not have all of the facts in, but there's some big change coming toward you, and you already know that deep inside. And whatever this is, whatever's going on, either you or your partner, maybe you feel vulnerable. Maybe it's because of your finances or the unknown. You're doing some exploration and one of you feels vulnerable, or you feel like something about your situation has been exposed. So for some of you, though, something is going to happen. There's going to be an opportunity that's going to rejuvenate you, that's going to give you a jump start. And especially when you tap into divine source, because you're being divinely guided. The stars are guiding you, and you're going to have to trust in yourself, in a situation, in other people, but you're going to have to gauge accurately what the measure of sacrifice is worth. Is this an achievable, feasible goal where sacrifice is required, or am I just putting in effort and not going to get a return? And so there's, somebody wants to be in the spotlight. There's a need to get some recognition. But there's also recognition that there's been some falsity about something. Somebody's wearing a false mask. There's a hidden agenda, an ulterior motive. And somebody in this situation, you or your partner or family member or friend, is acting as if they have your best interest at heart, or vice versa, when in fact that may not be the case. So somebody may be pulling off the mask and coming out from behind the scenes to gain some greater recognition. So now you have, again, a king and a queen. So again, this is about an attraction, a couple, possibly well established. So this is some relationship you've had. If you're this couple, you've been in this for a while. You know this person well. Or maybe this refers to your parents. Maybe that's a concern. This is also has an element of teaching involved, parent-child interaction, and a relationship where there may be a great age or a great role difference, meaning somebody has more power or influence than the other person. This king is very concerned with an agreement or a partnership with the high priestess. Maybe this is something that's secret or going on behind the scenes. This person is doing a review, but this king is very focused on maybe the review of some kind of decision that has to be made concerning travel, job opportunity, money, or something like that. There's something, again, concerning friendship, exchanges, maybe competition. You may find yourself, in some kind of confrontation with your partner. Maybe they're conflicting interests or different focuses. Your partner's looking over here and you're focused on this over there. There are two major cards, the High Priestess and the Star. So there are spiritual lessons attached to these cards, and the key to get you through any negative situation is to use your intuition to gain some insight. Once you become intolerant to the views of others or what's going on, you're letting your own biases shade the situation, you get in trouble. And it's also about faith. So you're getting lessons in faith, and your faith may very well be rewarded. especially if you can find the silver lining in some kind of setback or challenge or obstacle that you're dealing with. But the shadow part of this is self-deception. Again, getting clear on your intent, what the goal is, and how to achieve it. Now, you have a lot of coins or pentacles, so I would assume that money or career or ambitions are a challenge area for you. There are some plans, or maybe somebody is withholding some plans or holding on to something for dear life. There's a requirement to look at the value system here. Somebody's holding on to something, but what is it ultimately costing this person? And you have some dilemma that you're facing. There's a challenge that you're figuring out, and it could be trying to figure something out, and again, it could be at the very last minute, and it may tie to partnerships, agreements, or contracts. Whatever it is, you also have a great deal of 2s in this reading, and so the number 2 is a challenge number for you, which means you're dealing with opposition or dualities or flux, choices to be made. So there's a turning point that's happening in diverse situations for you. You got a lot going on. There are a lot of court cards in here, which means this is a very social, very busy period for you, where you may be getting a lot of support, or there's some chaos because too many people have their hands in the mix. We already know that this Queen of Coins is problematic in that she can overmanage, or she's making decisions that she shouldn't be making. So you're going to be bombarded with some kind of change, and something about your situation is critical. You need to be very focused on the details, and timing is an issue. So there's a change in the plan where your attachment to someone or something or both is going to change. Either it's going to increase, you feel stronger about it, or less so, and possibly given some conversations or dialogue or something that you find out. So your situation carries some flux. All right, Aries, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to subscribe, and please hit that notify bell so you don't miss anything. And let's make some positive change. Let's create a love revolution.